the strength, you ought to say. If you got the activity of your limb, you ought to say, hey, hey, he blessed me and he's kept me. Oh, if you got food and clothing, you ought to say, if he's made a way out of no way, you ought to say, hey, hey, he blessed me and he's kept me. Oh, God is keeping me. Oh, yes, God is keeping me. Oh, God is keeping me. Oh, yes, God is keeping me. He woke me up this morning, clothed me in my right mind. He put food on my table. I know God is able. God is keeping me. 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 Oh, God is keeping me. Oh, he blessed me and he's kept me from a harm. Oh, yeah.
For those who are visiting us, we have an unwritten understanding that if Mount Canaan's going to shout, they do it before I get up. So I'm letting them shout. Come on, shout. Where's Carl? Jerry, where's Jerry? Went out, okay. I want he and the music team to know you are a team of geniuses. Shucks. I really am. They were kind of, when I came in, they were kind of down in spirit. Said Pastor, and then of course when I drove up, Derek had said to me, well, Pastor, none of the children woke up and they're not here to sing. They were in rehearsal and blah, blah, blah. And Jerry and Keontae, Pastor, we don't have any children. What we gonna do? See what they did? Yeah. You know, if you don't announce that things ain't going right, and you know how to put it together, folks will never know. We'll never know. Yeah, thank you so very much. I was listening to someone last week, which motivated me and inspired me to move in the direction that I'm going today. Be seated, ushers. He said to me, Pastor, I am so discouraged. I feel like giving up. And that kind of stuck with me. Yesterday, Norma and I went to treat ourselves to an ice cone. Yeah, we did. Snow cone, yes, that's what it is. Thank you. Yeah, that's what it is. Thank you. I like y'all. And they have a little bench, love seat under the tree. And we don't want to stop the traffic. We just park close to the bench and sit in the car and hold hands. But at any rate, there was a young man standing there and had Texas tags on his car. And I said to him, teasingly, man, you came all the way from Texas to buy an ice cone. He said, no, I bought the truck in Texas. Okay. You in school? He said, no, I'm going back. And we did some small talk. And the lady who's opened this snow cone business said, Pastor, no, she said to him, he's a preacher, and whatever he says, he can help you. And she said to me after he left, Pastor, asked him how was his day. And he said the worst day he has ever had. And that further inspired me. What do you do when you feel like giving up? There are numerous texts, especially from Psalms, that I could have used. But I saw a chapter in Nehemiah that's going to help me make this point. Nehemiah chapter 4. Yes, sir. And I will use this chapter as a basis for showing you the causes of discouragement. Some of the causes for discouragement and some biblical cures for discouragement. And just a cursory reading of this chapter, it came to pass that Sanballat heard, we builded the wall. And you would think the next statement would be, and he was glad and congratulated us. That's what you would think. Comma, and he was mad. He was wrought, he was angry. And he took great indignation and mocked us, scorned us. And he spake before his brethren and the army of the Samaritans, of Samaria. What do these feeble Jews? What do these feeble Jews? Will they fortify themselves? Will they sacrifice? Will they make an end in a day? Will they receive the stones out of the heaps of the rubbish which are burned? And now another party comes in, and Tobiah, the Amorite, was by them, and said, even that which they build, if a fox go up, he will even break down their stone wall. And then a prayer is interjected here. But 6th verse, so built we the wall, and all the wall was joined together unto the half thereof, for the people had a mind to work. And it came to pass that when Sanballat and Tobias and the Arabians and the Ammonites and the Ashtorites heard that the walls of Jerusalem were made up and that the preachers began to be stopped, then they were wrought, angry, disturbed, and conspired, all of them together, and came to fight Jerusalem and to hinder the work at Jerusalem. And then there, verse 9, nevertheless we made our prayers unto God and sat watch. What are some of the common causes of discouragement? What are some common causes? The first that I see here is fatigue. A common cause for discouragement and irritability. Just plain old tired. Look at verse 10. And Judah said, the strength of the bearers of the burden is decayed. The workers have gotten tired. When did this fatigue set in? It set in, as I read, when the wall was half finished. Now, there's a significant lesson you can learn from this. By the time they got half finished, they became tired and discouraged. But what they should have focused on is not how much of the wall was left to be built, but how much they had finished. You got it, John. You see, if you focus on what you got left to do, you'll make up realities to stop. But if you celebrate what you have already finished, it will encourage you to say, I'm going on. Somebody dropped out of school. They didn't have but 1/2 of a year left. Don't look at what you got left to complete. Celebrate what God has done through you to bring you to that point. And if he brings you halfway, he can take you all of the way. I don't remember the name of the person who in the work industry had the national law made in America that workers work better when they can take breaks. I was trying to say that to the staff here. Take breaks. Well, Daddy, Pastor, by the time it's time for us to break, Mount Canaan members come in and they need something done. So we can't say to the members that, it's break time. Okay. Well, at least y'all need a lunch break, at 4:30, and it's time to go home. You're missing that. That something is going on until late afternoon. Well, can you say to a member who wants a copy made that it's my lunchtime? You'll have to wait. Yeah, you say yes, but let them do you that way. What I've noticed, there are members of Mount Canaan, most of you love me so much. You want me to rest after I get through doing what you want me to do. I know you haven't thought about it, but and it makes sense. You want your pastor to be involved. So, Pastor, won't you come and pray the opening prayer at the basketball game? Okay. But I got 3 funerals tomorrow. Pastor, United Way, and I work with them, they're having their luncheon. Want you to come and pray. I need to be working on the sermon. Pastor, I'm celebrating the 5th year of my 3rd marriage. You got it. And we want you there. Well, you ought to be letting me pray that the 3rd marriage works. But not only does fatigue cause stress, depression, and discouragement, but the next thing I see in there, in that same verse, verse 10, the strength of the bearers, the workers, is decayed, and there is much rubbish, which causes too much rubbish, too much interference, will cause frustration. I'm trying to get this done. The phone is ringing and the texts are coming in and the doorbell is coming in and people got problems and somebody needs their bills paid. I can't solve it. They think they get mad with me and won't even fill out the thing, and then they put on Facebook, Mount Canaan is a church that won't help nobody. Now, the key to that, I believe John brought that to my attention. The key to that, when you read that, they stated they had been to 6 other churches too. So these are professional folk who go to churches begging. Okay. Frustration. When stuff piles up on you, the little things that get in your way, the interruptions cause frustration. Now your blood pressure is up. Your sugar level is out of whack. What do you do? What are some of the causes? I'm through with this marriage. Every time I think I get ahead and I look around and they've taken the money and gone to the boat. I really don't have an answer. I really wish I had. I really don't have an answer to this. But gambling, not only gambling, but since I'm talking about this will cause you to lose your house and everything else, can easily be set in as an addiction. Good folk, Christian folk, leaders in the church can become addicted to gambling. And those who have to deal with them become frustrated and don't know what to do. Not only mishandle the budget, but go and borrow money. And one of the things about borrowing money, there's no law that you can put in place to say, don't lend my spouse any money. But when your spouse doesn't pay it, they come after the other spouse. I don't expect you to clap your hand because there are more addicts in here than some of y'all realize. And one of the symptoms of an addict is, I just stop whenever I get ready. Another cause of discouragement is failure. Right in that 10th verse. Too much rubbish, but we are not able to build a wall. When you become disillusioned and think you can't make it, depression and discouragement sets in. Can't do it. And what we ought to do, I'm going to get to the cure. Just on that point, when failure comes, you ought to ask yourself, is there anything too hard for God? Don't allow failure to send you into depression. Ain't nothing too hard for God. If it ain't no harder than drying up a Red Sea, or pulling down a wall, or raising a dead Jesus, God can handle it. Don't you accept defeat. Don't you accept failure. For there is no failure in God.
You're right.
And we see, you ought to read this some after today. You see all through this chapter, ridicule, criticism. And I would think really a modern form of what they do on to the young children now, bullying. Don't allow anybody to make you think less of yourself than God thinks of you. Be mindful of the names that you answer to. Don't allow it. You can't stop people from labeling you, but you don't have to respond. Sometimes I don't even respond when people call me Harry, because I ain't the only person named Harry. Yeah, if I'm in a crowd, there may be some other Harrys there. Let me repeat something. For those of us who have fragile egos, don't allow anyone to label you and you respond to their label. I think it might have been Ayanna, whatever her name is, was interviewing family. She said, why do you allow him to call you the B word? And then she answered, why do you answer? Because if somebody, young women, especially young women, call you the B word and you start answering to it, you may give other people the impression that you are an authentic B word. And whatever you answer to is the way people treat you. If you wanna be treated like a queen, don't answer to the B word. And another thing in verses 11 and 12 that causes frustration, that causes discouragement, is fear. And our adversary said, they shall not know neither see till we come in the midst among them and slay them and cause the work to cease. And it came to pass when the Jews which dwelt by them came, they said unto us 10 times, from all places which you shall return unto us, they will be upon you. What he's really saying here, they threaten us that they will come upon us in stealth-like fashion. And before we realize it, they will attack us and kill us to stop the work. That's the whole motive, is to stop the work. The whole motive is to destroy your goal and your vision in life. Don't let fear come upon you, because fear will control you. Fear will have you running when nobody's after you. Fear will have you labeling your friend as enemies. Fear will make you make bad decisions. Don't let fear overcome you. Have faith in God. What are some cures for discouragement? Well, we said one of the causes of discouragement is fatigue. You know how to handle fatigue? Rest. Have you noticed babies when they get tired, how irritable they are? They don't want a bottle. They don't want you to shake them. They just tired. They get sleepy and they fighting the sleep. Don't fight the sleep. And when you trust God, you don't have to have cognac to put you to sleep. I just identified all of the non-cognac. He maketh me to lie down in green pastures. Sometimes God has to make us in order to save us. In 1 Kings chapter 19, Elijah had accomplished this great feat. He killed the prophets of Jezebel. He went through a period of depression and asked God, take my life. I guess what I really want to say, don't think because you're holy that you can't suffer depression. But what I find a little humorous in here, he prays and asks God to take his life, and Miss Jezebel said, I'm going to get you, Negro. By this time tomorrow, I'm going to get you. And he took off running. Now, he didn't pray, he just went running. And God saw that he was in a state of depression and caught him in the wilderness and put him under a juniper tree, and he ate and went to sleep. Take care of your physical body and you can deal with discouragement. Eat right, exercise. God has given us only one body. And isn't this strange? It's so interesting to me. God gave us a body for free. Didn't cost us nothing. And all he wants us to do is to nourish it. Cherish it. And if you take care of your body, 99.9% your body will take care of you. I waited a little late, but I want to give this example. God gave us free teeth. The dentist will charge you to pull it, charge you to replace it. And all you need to do is take care of the free ones that God gave you. I had a visitor last Sunday to talk with. I enjoyed her. She said she broke her foot. And they were trying to, she had on her stilettos, they were trying to broke her foot. And they had to tear her stiletto up to get it. She said, Y'all leave that stiletto intact. Do whatever you want to my broke foot. I'm going somewhere with this. God has given you, ladies, free, pretty feet. And you ruin them with stilettos, trying to be cute. Y'all, that's the only reason women wear stilettos, to be cute. Your feet are too important to ruin them being cute. And you become a young widow and want to marry somebody, you done ruin your foots. I'm going to sit down in just a second. But every wise woman, I used to wonder why they carry these big old purse. Every wise woman got some sensible shoes in her purse. They may have something else in their purse, but they got some sensible shoes in their purse. What else? What's another cure? Get you some rest, physical rest. Here's what Nehemiah did. He reorganized. Verse 13, here it is. Therefore set I in the lower places behind the wall, on the higher places. I even set the people after their families with their swords, their spears, and their bows. Reorganize your life, yourself. Look at what you're doing to burn the candle on both ends. Restructure your priorities in life. Do you know the sorority can get along without you? I've gotten so now when I go to these conventions and they keep giving me titles and all that good stuff. Went to a convention the other day. I was in a meeting all day Tuesday, half day Wednesday. And I tested it. I said, I bet they ain't gonna be able to get along without me Thursday. I didn't show up and they got along without me. Do you get the point I'm trying to make? All this running, all this stuff that you are involved in, when you die, it will keep going on. Reorder your life, reprioritize your life. You can't run everything, and everything that runs only when you are there ain't worth being a part of. And I go to my seat on this last point. Verse 14. Remember.
Yes, sir.
And I looked and arose and said unto the noblemen and the rulers and the rest of the people, be not afraid of them. Do you see that word, next word?
Remember.
remember the Lord. When you find yourself so discouraged and so frustrated in life, turn it all loose and remember God. Why should I remember him? Because he's great and terrible. And look at what God did. He set confusion amongst the enemies. You don't know how to destroy your enemy. You don't know how to get even with folk who despitefully use you. God does. God can set confusion in their lives and they will destroy themselves. Remember God. Remember what he said. And lo, I'm with you. Not only always, but all the way. Remember that he didn't bring you this far to leave you. Remember, whatever he brought you to, he's able to lead you through. Remember that he's a mighty good leader. He led, somebody said he led my mother. And he led my father. He's a mighty good leader. He led Moses in the wilderness. Yes, he did. He led Jesus to Calvary's cross. And then they hung him high. They stretched him wide. He hung there, somebody said, until the sun refused to shine. The earth quaked, but he would not come down from the cross to save himself. He died. Yes, he did. He died. Yeah, he died. Yeah, he died. One Friday evening, he died. Yeah, didn't he die? But thank God, early Sunday morning, he got up with all power in his hand. He put running in my feet, clapping in my hand. Be not dismayed, whatever betide, God will. Somebody ought to say God will. God will take care of you. Won't he do it? Won't he do it?